higher. Get that floor clean. I want to see my face in those shoes, and if I see one bit of fluff on that jacket, you're never going to see your mum and dad again, you little... What? Oh! Good evening. Welcome to GamesMaster. Kids, don't you just love them? Always insisting that they lend a hand. Look, it's for the last time, you don't have to help. Sit down. Bless him. Coming up on today's show, we've got the grand final of our footy tournament. But first, we're going to see these lovable rapscallions in action in an event we call 4 Ninja Kids.
It's been a long time since I was a kid, and I'm afraid to say I had a rather unhappy childhood. But things have changed since then, and kids these days have plenty of one-on-one beat-em-up action to relieve their infant anxiety. I decided to celebrate this happy state of affairs by holding an event on Virtua Fighter Kids on the Sega Saturn, involving 4 pint-sized pugilists. Let the kiddie combat commence.
And so here are the 4 urchins that whose company we have the pleasure of today. We have Michael, Alex, Jim, Bob and Christopher. Michael, first of all now, you're a very kind, a very generous soul. You once helped out your auntie's pony, didn't you? What was the score with the pony?
Well, it didn't really, it was very ill, and after a while it had to be put down because it wouldn't last it much longer anyway. Right.
So you helped it?
Yeah.
And then it died?
Yeah.
It happens, but it was a good attempt, a valiant attempt. Michael, right, Alex, let's go to you. Man United fan, your favourite player is?
Karl Poborski.
Why do you like Karl Poborski?
Because he's fast.
Right. Good hair? Do you like his hair?
Not really.
No, it's a bit long, a bit lank, a bit greasy. Okay, Jim Bob, now you like the Power Rangers? Who's your favourite Power Ranger?
White Ranger.
Why?
Because he's cool.
Because he's cool? Right, why is he cool? It's just one of those indefinable things, coolness, isn't it? And finally, Christopher, it's funny, you reckon you're the coolest person in the world, don't you?
Yeah, because I'm good and especially good at racing ones.
Right. You're the coolest because you're good at games.
Yeah.
It's funny because there was an article in the Face magazine saying the same thing about you there. Okay, we're going to have 2 semi-finals followed by a final, and Jim, Bob and Christopher are going to be first up while we have a bums-on-seat type situation. Let's take a look at today's news. After Virtua Fighter 1, 2, 3 Remix and Kids, Sega have come up with a new spin on their favourite money-making clan. Fighters Mega Mix, which sounds like a dodgy Christmas album, is out in February on the Saturn, featuring the Virtua Fighter characters against Raxel & Co. from Sega's other beat-em-up hit, Fighting Vipers. All the characters have been given new moves, but nothing's been done about their cack hair.
There were a lot of things in Star Wars that bothered me a great deal.
That's why there's a CD-ROM out about the making of the new Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition films, out next March. Making Magic contains previews of the new scenes currently being inserted into the classic movies, like Han Solo meeting Jabba the Hutt, who still looks like a lump of poo. Ever wonder what it's like to be in a black car sliding down a slippery slope? Of course you have. Well, hordes of Japanese people are quite literally finding out thanks to the Ice Ride, the latest movie you can watch while being thrown around inside a motion simulator. It's invaluable help to those who like to do this kind of thing in real life. Welcome back. We're about to begin our event for Ninja Kids, so-called because we have 4 kids and they're about to quite literally beat each other up on Virtua Fighter Kids. We've got James and Chris who are first up, and trying to outdo me in the fashion stakes once more is Derek Lynch from Namco. Welcome, Derek. Derek, tell us a bit about the first 2 characters we're going to see fighting.
Well, we'll see Jim Bob. Yeah, Jim Bob will be using Akira, and we can look for short, sharp, powerful dashing moves from Akira. And Chris is using Lao, and he'll be using palm, instead of genuine palm techniques and low sweeps.
That's it, palm techniques, as we've all done in the wee small hours. Okay, best of luck, guys. Then it's a best of 3 bout situation. Whoever wins 2 of them will go on to the final. Off you go. Okay, Jim Bob is Akira in the white headband, and Chris is Lau with the moustache and the ponytail. Akira's getting a bit of a thumping, Derek.
Yes, you'll see, by Lau's double punch and then a sweep.
But he's coming back a bit now, Akira.
That's right.
Okay, he's got a big jump and him a couple of blows to the stomach. Oh, but he comes back and allow. It takes the first one. That's 1-0 to Chris. Okay, so we go into the second bout now. A bout that James must win. What would you like to see from Akira now?
Dashing elbow. Oh,
Okay,
knee.
Went for the knee. That was a good one. He's got Lau on the floor. A nice little jump into his abdomen there. This is much better from Akira this time. But Lau's starting to fight back now. He's jumped on him again. He's getting down. They're about level now, Derek. Oh, Akira's taking a thumping now, Derek. It could be it. It's all over. Yes, it's all over. Lau stomps on his stomach. Chris takes it 2-0. So James is out. Chris goes on to the final. Please make way for Alex and Michael. Okay, now Derek, Alex is playing Shun, the old drunken master in this one. Tell us a bit about him.
Well, Shun uses the classic drunken master technique. Very sleepy. Behaves as if he's drunk. And so that way...
Like we both do at times.
Therefore, completely deceiving the opponent.
And what about Michael? He's playing Cage.
Well, Michael playing Cage ninjutsu. Very fast, very tricky, from the ancient arts of...
It's so ancient, we don't even know the name. Okay, best of luck, ninjutsu. Best of luck, Alex. Best of luck, Michael. Once again, best of 3 bouts. Whoever gets the 2 first of all will join Chris in the final. Off you go. Okay, so Alex is the old drunken master. He's the guy with the beard. Michael is Cage, who is the blue ninja. That's a good start by Michael as the blue ninja there, Derek.
That's right, with the stomach jump there. Taking his energy.
Cage, oh, I thought he was coming back a bit, but no, it's it. It's all over again. Another quick round. Michael takes the first one. So we definitely need Alex to come back here. He obviously wasn't being deceptive enough for Shun in that first one.
That's right, the speed of heading.
The speed of Cage, 1 out in the end. Okay, we go for the second bite. You can see the energy bars at the top of the screen. Yeah. It's a better start though by Alex this time. Cage's energy's down, but he's got that little belly stomp again. Okay, if we look at the energy bars again, Shun's taking a bit of a pound and this could be all over for him. He's come up with a leg sweep though, Derek.
Great leg sweep there. A little drink, it's a little drink there.
To revitalise him, but it didn't revitalise him enough. The energy bars are very close, but Michael takes the second one. So at the end of a very, very close bout there, Michael takes the game 2-0. He's going to go on to meet Chris in the final. While they get ready for that, and while Derek and I try to work out what exactly the name of that ancient ninja art was, we'll go to today's reviews. Like many celebrities who can't be named for legal reasons, these games are all out now. And as a curtain raiser for our footy final, it's FIFA 97.
The presentation throughout is fantastic. The FMB sequence that starts the game is absolutely awesome. First you've got John Motson, Andy Gray and Des Lynam this time providing the commentary, plus David Ginola was motion captured.
In my opinion, the indoor 5-a-side mode is the only thing in FIFA 97 that's better than in the previous versions. The playability is worse.
Ed's gone absolutely loony. This is far better than the previous FIFA games. The motion capture actually increases the gameplay and makes it that much more realistic, so I'd buy it.
Oh no, he's put the ball in his own goal.
Oh, not my own goal. If we'd reviewed NBA Jam Extreme a couple of years ago, I would have made lots of jokes about kissing the rim, but I'm a lot more mature now.
The main differences between NBA Jam Extreme and the previous games, firstly, it's in 3D. Secondly, you've got over 100 secret characters, over 30 new dunks, most of them activated with the new Extreme button.
The secrets are absolutely crazy. Firstly, you can have big heads. Other secrets include the dribble demo, where basically your player dribbles fantastically through his legs and round his back. Finally, you can change the ball into a gigantic beach ball that just bounces around, and if that fits in the basket, God knows.
NBA Jam Extreme's just taken over from it. It's still 4-player, you've got the new graphics, and loads of crazy secrets, and it's still fast, good fun.
Virtua On was supposed to be a tribute to the classic BBC children's series Vision On, but the programmers couldn't spell.
Each robot's got 2 long-range weapons and a close-range weapon, as well as special attacks. They've also got jetpacks on their back, letting them fly up into the air and attack from above. And the split-screen 2-player mode's fantastic, and I highly recommend you have a go.
The boxes on the landscape that you can hide behind become transparent when your opponent's on the other side, allowing you to see them and shoot them. I'm not sure whether I like this game. I think I do, but I think it's in a case where it's beat 'em up, not beat 'em up, beat 'em up, not beat 'em up.
Want more information on the games? Got a modem? Hey, check our webpage. Okay, at the start of the show we had 4 tiny kids, and now there are only 2 competing to be the winner of our Fort Ninja Kids event. So we have Chris and Michael who've made it through to the final. Best of luck, guys. It's once again it's the best of 3. Whoever wins 2 bites will walk away with the golden joystick. Best of luck, guys. Off you go. Okay, so Chris once again is playing Lau, who's the guy with a moustache and a ponytail. Michael is Cage, is in the blue ninja pajamas. That's a nice little throwing move there from the ninja.
That's right. That's one of his special techniques, his short, sharp throws.
Okay, we look at the energy bars at the top. We can see it's quite even just now, but he could get a ring out there, Derek.
Ring out.
He has. He's kicked him out of the ring. That means it doesn't matter what his energy is like now. First bout, it goes to Chris. Okay, here we go for the second bout. Michael must win that. So what would we be looking for from the blue ninja here, Derek?
We'd like to see more combos. Oh, a beautiful throw there.
Oh, I love
Oh,
that.
look
Triple
at that.
throw. Top throw action there, followed by a kick in the neck. Very, very nice.
Oh, and another one.
Such a young man. He's got the throws again there, Derek. Are they difficult to pull off, or are they quite
Very
all right?
difficult. These guys are obviously very skilled.
Okay, so we can see the energy bars. Lau's come back a bit, but his energy is diminishing. That's some nice short, sharp punches there. But Lau could get another ring out here, Derek. Oh no, he's managed to switch it. He's getting the throws in again, Derek.
Oh!
This could tie it up. Michael coming back brilliantly, but no, then Lau's back again. But the time runs out. If we look at the energy bars, Lau's is the weakest, which means Michael as Cage has tied it 1 apiece. Okay, here we go to the final deciding bout here then. Just to remind you, Chris is playing Lau, the guy with the moustache and the ponytail. Michael is Cage, the blue ninja. Again, we've got the throws from Michael here.
He is pulling out throws like sliced bread, I don't know.
Throws like sliced bread, and you won't find phrases like that on any other show. Okay, now it's the blue ninja who's making all the running again. Lau's energy bars is very low. Michael looks like he can tie it up, he has. And so with just over 12 seconds of the final bout remaining, Michael is the winner. Okay, nice one there, Michael. Let's talk to the losers first of all. Starting with Chris, let's have a very brief excuse for losing from all of you.
Well, we kept on doing too many rolling, I don't know how to do it.
Okay, fine, let's move on. Jim Bob?
Well, he keeps not doing too many punches and too many kickies and then keep too many throws and things.
Right, and Alex, your excuse?
He was totally drunk.
Right, your guy, you were playing. Well, that's the best excuse, actually, and a lot of men, a lot older than you, have used that excuse for many things in life. Michael, let's go on to you. Talk us about some of the tactics that you used to win.
Well, because I won nearly all the things that I was practicing, and I won it because I was doing lots of punching, lots of throws, and when he was down, I kept jumping up and kicking him and punching him in the face.
Maybe a technique you could have used on your auntie's pony. That might have, it might still be here today. You never know. But you can console yourself, Michael, with the fact that the winner of our 4 Ninja Kid event, walking home with the golden joystick tonight, is Michael. Okay, while we sweep away the broken dreams of 3 poor prepubescents, we will head towards a commercial break. Coming up in part 2, our grand final of our footy tournament. Watch those ads. Welcome back to GamesMaster, and we are quite literally we're about to start our grand footy final. Let's go over to GamesMaster for a final type situation.
What? Oh, hello. What are you waiting for? Get on with it.
Okay, so please welcome our 2 finalists, not only competing for cup final glory, but also getting the chance, more importantly, to shake my hand. Once again, Chris Armstrong and Richard Rufus. Welcome back, Chris. Welcome back, Richard. Now, Chris, it was only last week that we saw you, a very tight game against our very own Rick Henderson, edged them out 1-0 with a beautiful lob. What kind of game are we going to see from you tonight?
I think more of the same, a bit defensive, just keep it tight at the back and hopefully hit them on the break. 1 goal, 1-0 will be enough.
All right then, Richard. Now, in your game, it went to penalties against Michael Dubry. You edged them out there 4-3. Are you going to be playing for a draw and hoping to rely on your temperament under pressure again?
No, this time I'm going to go for it straight off and looking to get a good result and hopefully beat Chris.
Okay, Chris and Richard, would you like to assume your game's playing positions? And I'll go up to the commentary box. Okay, he's older, he's wiser, he's more experienced, but he doesn't quite have that Scottish lilt that women find so attractive. Jim Rosenthal, co-commentating on the final with me. Jim, now you've seen both the previous semis. Who would you pick as your favourite?
I think Richard has showed fantastic temperament in that penalty shootout, and his team came from behind in his game. Chris, plenty of flair, but he's missed so many chances, isn't he? So just narrowly, I might just go with Richard's temperament in the final.
Okay, let's go to kick-off. Okay, yes, Richard Rufus in the hole and changed it, of course, to avoid that clash with the Brazilian goal. This Brazil, Chris Armstrong on the attack first, Jim.
Will he try a chip here or will he blast? It's a great chance. He's turned away. I don't believe what I'm seeing here.
He might be trying to get the distance
real
right.
arrogance. Well,
he might have been trying to get the distance right for that chip there, Jim.
But what a very unusual piece of play to turn away and do a figure of 8 and try a chip from there.
It was the Toffel and Dean school of attacking there. But now, oh, goodness!
Richard Rufus, as you were wittering there a bit, he was in the penalty area, which is the first rule you learn. Don't talk when they're in the penalty area,
I
but
was
there
just
we
trying
are.
to make sure that I said goodness and not something else there, Jim. Okay, Richard Rufus on the attack. No, it's not, because he's been dispossessed. It's now Brazil on the attack.
Well, they're giving the ball away, aren't they, like a present to each other. But Holland going back towards his own goal, and a lovely little clearance in that one by Richard. Very neat piece of play, and I think they're going to play the neat passing game here, are the Dutch, and they're in on goal. He's in on goal. What a great chance this is for Richard. What's he going to do with it? Is he going to score? Oh, yes!
Oh, he was so calm there, Jim, wasn't he? He just bided his time, literally took it round the keeper almost.
This is a great piece of individual play by Richard. Definitely the best goal we've seen in the competition.
Okay, so Chris playing catch-up, playing Brazil, playing up the pitch now. We want to see Chris pulling out, but he's going to have to get into position to try those little chips of his, Jim.
Well, he's going to... I think, actually, he'll be better off taking route 1 to goal and try and drill a few. Because
the goalkeeper was right, it was Boxer. That was a very headstrong keeper there, a bit grobbler-ish.
But it worked. And as I was saying, I think Chris should really try and fire a few shots on goal as opposed to those dramatic and romantic chips that haven't really worked for him so far in this final.
Okay, here he comes again. He is in the Dutch box. He goes for it, but it's no problem for the keeper there, Jim.
Well, he drilled that one, didn't he? But this keeper, this Dutch keeper, has been playing superbly.
So it's Holland. It's a long ball up. Now they're going for route 1, Jim.
Yeah, not like Holland that one really, but lumping up the field and it's coming to nothing. And here come the Brazilians. It's a clear run on goal, is it? It's a clear run on goal for the Brazilians and a great equalising chance here. He's gone for the chip again.
Oh, it's just in the crossbar now. That's the closest Chris Armstrong's got so far, Jim. He was in position finally for the chip.
Chips with everything.
Now it's Holland. It's Richard Rufus on the attack. Is Chris going to be punished on the counter-attack now? He goes for the shot. It's in there! He's caught. It's the sucker punch. 2-0 Richard Rufus. A great breakaway goal, Jim.
A wonderful breakaway goal, and Richard really rubbing the salt in there.
Okay, now it's we have gone about 2/3 through the time. Chris Armstrong has really got to pull something out of the bag here. He's had a couple of shots, but nothing remotely close to piercing the onion bag, Jim.
No, absolutely not. And it's a bit of a decision to be made by Richard as he attacks and goes for the third goal that would kill this final off, surely. A great opportunity, and he's done it.
You've got to put the keeper in full there, Jim. It seemed to go right through his hands.
Well, I'm not sure. It was one-on-one, though, wasn't it? And the goalkeeper left dreadfully exposed. And Holland really running away with this final. And would you believe it? The Brazilians absolutely nowhere. No defenders there at all, Dominic. And that's 3-0. And this final is over.
We need a goal now from Chris Armstrong, Jim.
Well, I think they deserve a goal because they've had a lot of great attacking opportunities. And will they get a consolation score here?
Oh, that's from the outside of the boot there. A lovely little curving shot, but it wasn't good enough to beat the keeper. It's gone in for a corner, though. Here comes the high ball into the box. They come up for it. Oh, great save, but he gets the rebound. Chris Armstrong pulls one back, 3-1. Are we going to see a fight back here now, Jim?
Well, you can never write off the Brazilians, can you? And they deserved it. They got it from a set piece. Good piece of play inside the penalty area. Got the luck from the rebound and smashed it in for 3-1.
Okay then, time-wise we are literally in the last couple of minutes though, the very last seconds ticking away there. That's it, the referee has blown his whistle. That's the end of the GamesMaster Football Tournament final. A great game there, Richard Rufus winning 3-1. Well, congratulations, Richard. I'll start with you, though, Chris. You had a lot of shots on goal, but they weren't really going anywhere. Why was that? What was happening?
I don't know, not too happy with my team's performance.
I think it's more maybe you personally leaving your shooting boots at home.
I think I'd like to see the centre forward tested, to tell you the truth.
It was a bit strange, but the one goal that you did get was a bit of a cracker, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I've been working on the lobs earlier on and been working in training, but just didn't come off today.
Well, yours did, Richard. Out of all your 3 goals, which would be the pick of them?
I think it'll have to be the chip, of course. It got me into the final, and I scored again in the final, so it'll have to be the chip.
OK, and finally over to Mr. Jim Rosenthal. Your verdict on the game, did it live up to its expectations?
It did. I normally can't tip rubbish, but we tipped Richard before the final, and he gave Chris, I'd have to say, a lesson in finishing.
Well, Mr. Rosenthal, I can't thank you enough. It's been an honour to be commentating with you, sir. Chris, thank you very much for coming on. But the real thanks must go to the 1996-97 season GamesMaster Football Tournament winner, Mr. Richard Rufus! So, Chris Armstrong trundles off empty-handed, but Richard Rufus trundles back to Charlton. Let's have a look at today's feature. With hits like Ridge Racer and Tekken under their pants, Japanese software supremos Namco undoubtedly produced some of the best 32-bit games around. So when they sent us a large bribe to preview their latest PlayStation stuff, we said, oh, all right then.
Rage Racer.
No, not Rave Racer, which was Namco's follow-up to Ridge Racer, but Rage Racer. They obviously like the word. Out next February, it's an all-new driving game from the Flatbits, give me steep, steep hills school of game design. 13 cars to choose from, which you can even customise, but unfortunately the choice of 4 tracks doesn't really compete with F117. Next up, Namco's latest beat-em-up, a conversion of their arcade hit Soul Edge. Slightly faster than Tekken, the game has 10 characters wielding weapons bigger than mine. There's some superbly inventive ways of breaking bones as well that even Manchester youths don't know about. A new weapon select option allows players to tool up with 2 whoppers at once, while others will go for the more direct approach. Soul Edge is released next March. Last to be released, the long-awaited conversion of Namco's answer to Virtua Cop, Time Crisis. Only 50% complete, like myself, this preview version shows it's lost nothing in the translation. The good news is that all the original's 12 stages are in there, plus a completely new area. And if you were wondering, a second button on the gun that comes with the game replaces the arcade's pedal to provide the dodge function. Time Crisis is out next April and should be Junglist Massive. OK, that's it for another show. Next week sees our Christmas special. We haven't recorded it yet. It might be fantastic. It might be pants. The only way that you will find out is if you tune in. And while you're considering that, I will give you another question to toss over in your little minds. If video games make small children violent, why is it only grown men who go off to war? Good night.